I'm a banker, from being a commercial banker to an investment banker, and now I'm into development banking. My main role is to support investment officers in the private sector complex with a review of projects and transactions that come our way to assess the financial viability of those projects and then advise on options to improve the financial structure and the commercial viability of those projects. Well, I took part in the JA program in 1996, 1997 at the Presby Boys Secondary School, Legon, Presec. Well, that's very interesting because I think joining JA was a bit coincidental. I believe that when the JA coordinators came to Ghana and they were trying to set it up, they sent letters and visited almost all the second cycle schools to have the clubs in those institutions, and Presec received one of those letters. And I think when the school administration read the letter, they thought it was just basically something for the business class. At the time, I was the class prefect of the business class my year. That's the second year. And so the headmaster called me and gave me the letter and said I should attend the meetings of the JA and try and ensure that the JA club is established in the school. And so it was basically handed over to me to handle. And then when I went through it, I fell in love with the whole idea because it was a very unique opportunity for we business students to have a club. Packaging and trading in beads, locally made beads in Ghana. Because remember, this was a pioneer club at the time, so we were looking out for various things that we could do. In fact, our initial understanding was that the JA club was supposed to be involved in learning handiworks and then trading them. But as the weeks and months kept on going, we understood that it was basically to develop our business mindset and engage in business activity, that is transfer what we learn in school into the practical aspect. So it didn't matter whether we could make the things ourselves or we could just trade in them. The awareness to plan and organize things very well. I was managing my life quietly in Presec, my personal life and my academic life, and I didn't have any other thing doing. But with the JA coming in, remember that it's a club, and out of the club, a company is formed. So I was the president of the club, and I was the chief executive officer of the company. So my activities multiplied, and there were so many things I had to do concerning the establishment of the club, and at the same time with my academics. So I had to learn quickly how to adjust my life to plan activities well and then also organize it. And this, I think, I developed with the help of some people like the late Dr. Jenaka, who was the MD of Managing Director of Ecobank Ghana Limited at the time, who adapted our club and came always to share things with us, some important things like time management, planning, how to business organization, business processing, outsourcing, a whole lot of principles and things about business, which eventually influenced my life. Another thing that I learned, which has become part of me, is the issue about being a person of integrity and having accountability. The last thing I must say is the issue about networking. JA program at the time allowed us to interact with other schools and other corporate institutions who were coming into the JA field and then to support. And that opportunity to meet different people from different backgrounds and share their experiences was something that became very helpful to me. And some of the relationships I built at that time are still with me now and are helping me with my business. Fond memories. But I can say that we always were located near Ebri Girls, you know, just to let the other schools know that our relationship is still there. And I can say because the JA at Presec was doing well, our sisters were also learning quite a lot from us, and our friendships and relationship that we built during that period still exist till now. So it was a very interesting thing beyond the business and then all. You know, we were business students learning management, accounting, and financial accounting and cost accounting. Some of the things are very abstract, but by virtue of the activities of the club, which to say that by the company, we got to understand some of the things that we were doing in the classroom practically. And at the time when we were reviewing various business opportunities, we didn't know what we were doing. But when I became a banker and I became a credit analyst, I realized that when projects and transactions are presented to me, I need to review and see whether the business makes sense, whether the owner will make money enough to pay the bank and all that. And I realized that those foundations were built when I was doing the JA work, you know. So it has, for me as a banker, it's a direct improvement or build up from what I had from the JA club and the JA company. I must say that at some point in time, I left banking and I was working on my own. I had my own consulting firm. So it meant that now no one is paying me and I had to work to get paid. I mean, I have to work to feed myself. And that is the mindset that JA had always created, was trying to create in our mind, that we should move from we being paid or being employed by somebody to developing skills that can allow us to set up businesses and feed ourselves. And I was successful in that, and thanks to the skills I learned from JA. We are in a world where it's very difficult now to gain employment when you finish school. And people are doing various things to survive. So if you are in school and there is a program that is trying to help you develop a business mindset, a mindset that would allow you to be independent, you should take it serious. At the club level, I know there are a lot of training that takes place, organized by the JA. I would say that students should take full advantage of those training. And then at the company level, where students are expected to be involved practically in making sure the company survives, I would say that it will be good for students to participate fully, because that is when you can actually try those knowledge and skills that you are being taught in the training and classroom. Try them to see whether you understand it, you are succeeding, you are failing, what else you can do to improve it. So that when you leave and there is a business idea you leave school and there is a business idea you have on your mind, it won't be difficult to implement them. So for me, I would say that the benefit of understanding putting into practice what you learn in school, and the opportunity for networking and the opportunity for additional knowledge is something that is worth being considered by any member in any school where there is a JA program.